A few years ago, Emma stared at the blank canvas in front of her. She could feel the weight of its emptiness pressing down on her, a harsh reminder of her creative block. Once she could bring colors to life with just a few brush strokes. Now, all she saw was a tangled mess of doubts and insecurities. Maybe I'm just not meant to be an artist, she thought, her heart heavy. Her thoughts were interrupted by a gentle knock on the door. It was Grandpa Ben, his eyes twinkling behind his glasses. "Emma, why are you hiding up here? You know the garden is blooming beautifully today. It's waiting for your magic touch," he said, his voice soothing. Emma sighed. "I don't know, Grandpa. Ever since Mr. Brown said my work was uninspired, I just can't seem to paint anymore. Maybe he's right." Grandpa Ben walked over and placed a hand on her shoulder. "Emma, you're letting one person's opinion overshadow your own voice. You have a gift, but you've forgotten to believe in it." Emma looked down, fighting back tears. "It's just, every time I try to paint, all I hear is that I'm not good enough." Grandpa Ben nodded thoughtfully. "I want to show you something. Follow me." Curious, Emma followed her grandfather down to the dusty old attic. He rummaged through an old trunk and pulled out a small, worn canvas. It was a painting of a vibrant phoenix, wings outstretched in a blaze of fiery colors, rising from a dark abyss. "This was my first painting," Grandpa Ben said softly. "I made it after my own work was rejected over and over. I was ready to give up. But then I realized something. The phoenix isn't powerful because it never falls. It's powerful because it always rises again." Emma stared at the painting, mesmerized by the fiery bird's strength and beauty. "It's amazing, Grandpa. But what if I can't rise again?" Grandpa Ben smiled gently. "You've already taken the first step, by acknowledging your fear. The next step is to paint, not for anyone else, but for yourself." Over the next few days, Emma tried to paint. Again. At first, the strokes were hesitant, the colors dull, but she kept going, pouring her emotions onto the canvas. With each brushstroke, she felt a small flicker of her old passion reigniting. One day, Lily came over, her eyes lighting up as she saw Emma working. "Wow, Emma, these are incredible. It's like each one tells a story." Emma glanced at her friend, doubt lingering in her eyes. "You really think so?" "Absolutely," Lily said, her voice full of enthusiasm. "Your art has always been about more than just paint on a canvas. It's about how it makes people feel. You can't let one critic's words take that away from you." With Lily's words in her heart, Emma felt a renewed determination. She decided to confront her fear head-on and submit her work to a local art exhibition, despite the nagging voice of doubt. The night of the exhibition, Emma stood in the gallery, her heart pounding. She could see Mr. Brown walking slowly through the room, scrutinizing each piece. When he stopped in front of her painting, she held her breath. The painting she had submitted was a bold, vibrant piece of a phoenix, wings spread wide, rising from ashes in a burst of colors, red, gold, and orange swirling together. It was a symbol of everything she had been through and everything she hoped to become. Mr. Brown paused, then turned to look at her. Emma braced herself for the worst. "This is remarkable," he said, his voice softer than she had ever heard. "It's full of life, of passion. It's as if I can feel the struggle and triumph within each stroke." Emma's eyes widened in shock. "You really think so?" He nodded. "I do. This piece shows growth and resilience. It's inspiring." As he moved on, Emma felt tears welling up. But this time, They were tears of relief and joy. Lily and Grandpa Ben came up to her, their faces beaming. "See? I told you," Lily said, pulling her into a hug. Grandpa Ben's eyes were misty with pride. "I always knew you had it in you, Emma. The true artist isn't the one who never faces doubt, but the one who rises above it." Emma smiled, feeling lighter than she had in months. She realized now that the critic's words, whether good or bad, didn't define her. What mattered was that she had found her voice again. The phoenix within her had risen. That night as she walked home under the starry sky, Emma felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. She knew there would be more challenges ahead, more doubts to face. But she also knew she had the strength to rise again and again.